Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Trader Minute. It's great to have you on board. I'm Carl. Thanks for tuning in, and we're going to go ahead and do the top three. The market up 17, not giving it all back from yesterday, but nice, decent little rally here. Let's jump into the top three. Been watching this pretty much all day. Saw this morning, and I guess it helps if I type it into stock charts and not somewhere else. Luckily, it wasn't chatty. You would have taken my keyboard away. So this is a trend rider bear signal. This is on APC. Back out a little bit so you can see it's on APC. Trend rider bull signal. Off a bottom, had some bad news over here. Drops, channels between 78 and 80. And today breaking out. Now look at the volumes here. Notice how the volumes during this time period, how they stepped up a notch. Never broke out. So the volume started increasing. It doesn't break out. Typically when the breakout comes, you'll get a little bit of elevated volumes, which we're getting today. Held up nicely yesterday, by the way. Elevated volumes, also a bullish engulfing candle pattern. It's a very nice setup. This could fill the gap. That could fill that gap right there of 84. Initial could be right around 82. Initial target could be around 82, but this could come to 84 on that. It's a nice looking setup on APC. Also in the top three, and I know a lot of you have been looking at this one today, Google. Man, a beautiful, beautiful breakout. It's not a trend rider. This is a vibe entrance, a vibe signal here, and you can see what we got going. All the averages are rising through here. Nice uptrend intact. So a couple things. We got the uptrend line right here, and notice every time it hit it, well, it hit it yesterday. It sold off yesterday, closing below the 7, hit that trend line, crosses below the trend line. It says the bullish nature is off, but it didn't today. Gaps higher, it gaps up to almost 1140 and runs higher from that point. Okay, very nice technical action. Yeah, also a three methods rising confirmation today, candle pattern. It's got strong volumes, what they don't always need on this. Very nice looking technical action as well. I would put this up around the 1160 area. For Google, it'll normally go but between the prices they have listed here as its levels, up to around 1160. Be a target on that. Thanks, Vegas. And then the last of the top three, not least, Hewlett Packard. Love the setup. Another one that's been out there most of the day, trading up there, has not sold off. If I back out on this, same thing, vibe bull signal. It's and I looked in the past here because you'd think 30 is the next level, but if I look back here, I'm going to go back. I believe it's 5 years, and we're going to look at the $30 level. There's not much there. The bigger levels really here for Google, not Google, for Hewlett Packard. The bigger level, in my opinion, 32.5. There's just not much there. I mean, look over here, it went right through it. It was always 32.5. It didn't have any problems with 30. Okay, so initial target here, 31.5. You'll have a nice return at 31.5, but it could go to 32.5. Then not out of the question at all on a Hewlett Packard. Okay, so top three, it was APC, Google, and HPQ, Hewlett Packard. All right. Some runner-ups, some stocks I've been looking out there. Apple. I cherry-picked today. It's a nice looking setup. Like a little bit of a stronger push up here above that 540 mark. But yeah, if you looked at this is a trend rider bull setup. I mean, bring in the vibes here. It's closing above the 50. It's got some decent volumes. It just the indicators here, there was more. I mean, more negative here than the others I've looked at. But overall, it's still a nice setup on Apple today as well. So Apple is one of the runner-ups. Mosaic. This is another. This is not a trend rider. Is it a vibe? I'm sorry, it's not a vibe, it's not a trend rider. This is just nice bullish candlestick action where you got the pullback here from 47 to 46. Today it's closing up above all those marks. It's a little bit of ways away from the 7. It's right at 48. The volumes are going to be pretty strong today. Odds here of this one moving higher, the odds are there as well. Okay, and then, sorry, just taking some notes. And then the last of the runner-ups, Simon Property Group. APC, I'll get to that in just a second, JP. Simon Property Group, the last of the runner-ups. It's got uptrending indicators. It's not a vibe. It's close, but it's not a vibe. The 200-day moving average is still slightly down, and it's just below that. If I put in a trend rider, it's not that either. It was close today. It looked like it was going to jump into it. But same thing. This is very nice bullish candlestick action. If I show you what I'm talking about here, we've got a little bit of an ascending triangle right up through that point. Tried to break out over here, didn't do it. Yesterday it held up pretty nice in the sell-off. It sold off and ended up with a rally into the close. Today pushing back up there towards the 150 level. Odds are if 150 is likely going to break. How far could it go? I'd put it up to about probably the 157.5, somewhere around that, with the just under that 200-day moving average. The 200-day held over here. Wasn't much of an issue in this point, but it's a nice looking bullish setup as well. Okay, let's go back to APC. And I got to bring in the trend rider. Now, APC, this could fill this gap. When this stock moves, it can really go, and it's got volume, it's got the breakouts. The potential here is 84. Give it $1.50 or so if it looks like it's going to weaken, exit. But right now, I mean, 84 is not out of the question for that. That's about $3.50. But again, if it moves $1.50 or so like that and you got a decent gain, look at it, see if it's showing any strength. You could also ride this with the upper Bollinger Band. Initially the 7's a stop. You could also ride this with the upper Bollinger Band and ride it till it closes back inside the band. Okay, now if this closes back below 80 again today, which I doubt it will, it's been showing some strength all afternoon, but if it happens to do that, I still think it's going to break higher, but it just decreases the odds a little bit if it happens to run down below 80 into the close. All right. Okay, so that's the top 3 today. I'm going to end this recording. We'll be back on here in about 5 minutes. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.